Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we are discussing on the rules that govern isti'adha, basmala, and surah. So today our topic of discussion is on how to open recitation. There are certain ways that are allowed for a reciter to note while opening recitation. So as we discussed about isti'adha, basmala, right? So now let's assume you want to start your recitation. There are 4 ways that you are allowed to open your recitation. So the first one is qat'il jami'. Qat'il jami', that is splitting all. That is, you are allowed to split in between isti'adha, basmala, and then the chosen surah that you want to start. Do you understand? So, and this is the practical example. I'm going to pause in between isti'adha, and then I'm also going to pause in between basmala and the chosen surah. Do you understand? So let's now practicalize it so that we are going to understand it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. I hope you understand. So I paused in between isti'adha, and then I also paused in between basmala. I paused in between isti'adha and basmala, and I also paused in between basmala and the beginning of the surah, which is Surah Al-Ikhlas. Do you understand? This is the first rule, qat'il jami'. Then the second way that is allowed for a reciter to begin to open this recitation is qat'il isti'adhati anil basmalati. That is splitting in between isti'adha and basmala, which means you are going to connect the basmala and the beginning of the surah, but you are going to pause in between isti'adha and basmala only. Do you understand? So let's also practicalize it so that we can get it right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد. So up to the end of the surah. So you can see that I only pause in between the isti'adha and basmala, but I connected the basmala with the beginning of the surah that I've chose. Do you understand? So this is the second rule that is allowed. That is the second way that is permissible. Do you understand? Then the second way that is also allowed is what is referred to as qat'il basmalati an surati faqat. Do you understand? So in this section you are only going to separate, that is, you are only going to pause in between basmala and the surah and the beginning of the surah. Do you understand? So which means you are going to connect the isti'adha with your basmala and take a brief, right? Then you now start the surah. Do we understand? So let's now practicalize it so that we can get it right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد. So up to the end of the surah. So you can see that I only connected the isti'adha with basmala. Then I pause in between the basmala and the beginning of the surah. Do we understand? So this is the third way of recitation. That is how you are going to open your recitation. Do we understand? And the final way is what is referred to as waslul jami'. Waslul jami'. Here you are going to merge it all. That is, you are going to connect the isti'adha with the basmala and then the beginning of the surah. That is, there is no pause. Do you understand? So let's also practicalize it so that we are going to get it right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. So as you can see, the last one, there is no pause in between either of these three topics of discussion. That is the isti'adha, basmala, and the beginning of the surah. Do we understand? So these are the four ways that one can open its recitation. Do you understand? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.